Hello, my wonderful Geminis. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing amazing. In today's video, I will be tapping into the energies of your love life. So it's going to be your general love reading for the week here. So pretty much whatever comes out for you guys. Okay, so the Hanged Man wanted to pop out here. I'm not going to take it, but there may be a message there. Something could feel very stagnant for you at this time, but you could be having like a shift in perspective in terms of like why or how you could do things differently or how you could create some sort of a change. We have the Four of Wands on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Six of Swords. So this is a very specific message here, Gemini, but I'm seeing someone who is trying to make peace with walking away from a connection. Okay, so I hope I worded that correctly. It's like, you know, if you are in separation with someone in this current moment, it's like if someone walked away from you or had to physically relocate, even if it was for, like career purposes and that sort of thing, they're trying to make peace with it or trying to be okay with it. But the commitment or the connection that they have with you is still on their mind. So it's like taking two steps forward and then one step back. So there's some sort of like backtracking going on here as well. Okay, so I'm going to start off by seeing how you're being viewed this week. Okay, Hanged Man. Okay, so this card did come out. I didn't take it, and now it's coming out for how this person is viewing you. A shift in perspective. They're viewing you in a different light, yes, but they could also feel that there's something here that occurred where you are not viewing them in the same way that you used to, or you don't feel the same way that you used to. There's definitely an energetic shift that this person feels. Okay. And they also feel like you're gaining some sort of clarity or information about them, but you're not really acting on it. So it's like, I see someone trying to figure out what you know because they feel like you know something or you're figuring something out, but you're not really acting on what you know. So whether it's like a friend told you something, whether it's a truth resurfaced, whether it's something that you feel intuitively, as much as they feel like you're gaining clarity on the connection, they also feel like you're not acting on it because the Hanged Man is also like a very stagnant energy as well. You could be dealing with the Pisces. Okay, so we have the Eight of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands in the challenge position. This may be someone that you work with. Now, Gemini, what I see with the Eight of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands in the challenge position, I don't really see it as a challenge. It's almost like wanting to do something or wanting to work something out here, turn over a new leaf. But it could be more of a focus on like, what should my next steps be? Or is my plan going to work? Am I executing things the right way? It could also just be someone who knows what to do, but they're having a hard time taking action because as I opened your spread, I did sense a very stagnant energy. And for the Eight of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands to be in the challenge position, it's like, okay, I want to work on things or I want to see some sort of progress. I'm feeling very passionate. I'm feeling very driven when it comes to Gemini. But is what I have in mind or what I'm planning actually going to be, easily executed? Is it actually going to be something that works out for me the way that I think it is going to in my mind? Because I see someone here who is not only feeling very passionate about you, there's like they want to invest in this connection or they want you to see an increase in effort with the Eight of Pentacles. So you're viewing them in the Two of Swords energy. You have a lot of questions. There are certain things that you may have may be facing difficulty with in terms of like seeing the bigger picture, or it could really be like you analyzing this situation and feeling like, well, it could only go this way or it could only go that way, because the Two of Swords could be very like this or that way of thinking where you're not really like there's no gray area. So, whether it's because you have history with this person or whether it's because things have always progressed in a similar manner between the both of you, what I see is you're viewing the situation as how can this, how can something change or how is this going to be different? How can it be different? And that could be the reason why you're in like a pretty stagnant energy where it's like, I don't really want to, do anything about this connection, or I am having a shift in perspective, but I don't want to initiate a conversation because you have some sort of an outcome predicted in your mind based off of how things usually occur between you and this person. That's what I see. So, like, even if it's like, you want to open up to this person, you may feel like you guys always end up at square one, or it always ends up where you guys resort to what was happening prior to the conversation. So really what I'm seeing here is you're viewing this connection as I'm having a hard time seeing how things can be different. You may also have a hard time believing that things can actually change between you and this person. Four of Swords and the Empress in your feelings. Yeah. I definitely feel like this is a week where you're in more of like you're choosing to keep to yourself. I don't want to say you feel isolated because Four of Swords could be when you're quite literally just choosing to be on your own. So it's like a choice that you're making. Um, and with the Empress, it's like knowing your worth, knowing what you bring to the table. I feel like you see potential in this connection here, but there's a very strong energy in your feelings of like not being the one to initiate the conversation or not being the one to, connect with this person this week. So even if you are conversing with them, maybe you're doing less talking and more listening. And for others of you, if you're not communicating with this person, it's like you're in this energy of where, well, I should say you're withdrawing your energy and you're kind of waiting for things to unfold here, but you're not really wanting to initiate anything. It seems to me that you're really wanting to spend time on your own. You could feel like you're really up in your mind or in your thoughts this week. So you could be like physically at work or physically trying to focus on a task that you're doing, but you're just like, you're physically there, but you're mentally elsewhere. You're mentally, thinking about this connection or something that's impacting you. You could be dealing with a Libra or a Taurus, potentially an Aquarius with the Star card and the Hermit, Virgo energy. Wow. So you guys have the Empress, the Star card, and the Hermit in your feelings. There's something here that you're really trying to heal from, Gemini. And the reason I say that is the Four of Swords is a card of healing. So is the Star card. But the Star card is also like knowing your power, knowing the power that you hold. And I don't mean that in a way where you feel you have some sort of leverage in this connection, but I mean that in a way where the Star card is associated with like being able to pour into something and have it, grow or nurture it, but also knowing when to draw all that energy back. So you may feel like you were really invested in this connection, for a generic example, and you were pouring into it and you were very consistent. But this is a week where you're like drawing your energy back and you're very like you're keeping to yourself. We have the Hermit and the Four of Swords. There's a lot that you're learning, as you're keeping to yourself. You could even be going through what feels like an introspective period, but there's something here that you're healing from because you feel like you don't feel like yourself. And you feel until you heal that, you're not going to feel like yourself. Whether it's something that you experienced in this connection, whether it's the fact that you felt very consumed by this connection. So you just want to take some time for yourself so that you could, not put yourself on the back burner and just focus on yourself to begin with, right? So it's like, or focus on yourself like how you were prior to the connection. Like some of you just feel very consumed by it, so you're taking time for yourself. But I definitely see you being more like, keeping to yourself, isolated, not really wanting to invest or initiate a conversation here, and most definitely healing from something that is mentally impacting you as well. And it's something that you can't stop thinking about because with the Four of Swords, like I said, it's mentally impacting you. Sorry, so you could physically be, at work or elsewhere, but you're mentally still thinking about this very thing. So we have the Wheel of Fortune clarifying the Eight of Pentacles, and we have the King of Swords clarifying the Ace of Wands. It's like this person desperately wants, a new beginning or some sort of a change with you, but they feel like you're very difficult to read at this time. The King of Swords could also be an energy of this person viewing you as like pretty detached, which I see as being confirmed in your feelings. But the King of Swords is like, it's like a very direct energy, right? So I do feel like this person is, wanting a new start, or wanting you to see some sort of increase in effort on their end, but they feel like you're in this like very clear cut energy, or like you've had it up to here, like you're very tired or exhausted, where they're having a hard time believing that you're actually going to open up or want to hear from them in the current moment. And, just being transparent here, guys, like the energy that you're giving off, or at least how this person is reading it, is like Gemini doesn't want anything to do with me this week, or they don't want to be bothered, or there's like a lack of interest. Like they can tell that you're really focused on yourself, or it's very different, and they're assuming that because you could have been very invested in this connection in the past, you could have been very consumed by it, or you were constantly making an effort. So now that you're not, it's like a shift or a change that this person is trying to like acknowledge and process here. And the King of Swords and clarifying the Ace of Wands could also be someone who's trying to turn over a new leaf with you, but there could have been a separation in the past, or some sort of a pause here that was that is still impacting you mentally, and they're aware of that. Where it's like, okay, I want to reconnect with Gemini, but I also know that they're probably still upset with me about A, B, and C that occurred in the past, or how things ended. Because I do see a turn of events for the better, or something working out much, much more or much better than you anticipated to, but you're just at a very critical point in your life right now, or there's something here that is still, like I said, mentally impacting you, where it's like, okay, I don't know if I'm ready for this. I don't know if I want to open up. So in their feelings, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So I do see them trying to be patient here, and Knight of Cups. This is like an unexpected, like emotional confession. And the reason you don't expect it is because you feel like things have been stagnant between you and this person for quite some time. And with the Knight of Pentacles, you may even feel like in the past, when this person had an opportunity to open up to you, they were kind of like dragging their feet to do that very thing, sorry. And so with the Knight of Cups, when they're opening up to you emotionally, it could be something that kind of like throws you off, or it's very unexpected. But I feel like this person wants to tell you how they feel, and they really do want not only a new beginning, there's a persistent message about, I want Gemini to know that I'm trying. I want Gemini to know that I'm invested. That's why we have the Eight of Pentacles there. So we have the Ten of Swords and the Page of Swords. So this is someone who has been keeping tabs on you ever since some sort of an ending or a shift in this connection. So like it could have been a separation. It could have been both of you choosing to maybe take a break for reasons, like mutual reasons that you guys agree on. But with the Ten of Swords, that's usually like a very painful ending. So it doesn't mean that something drastic needed to happen, but it could be that it was a very painful ending in terms of this person was having a difficult time detaching from you. Because what I see in their feelings is, when things were over, it wasn't really over for them. They were still focused on you. They're still keeping tabs on you. And they feel like they have been keeping tabs on you ever since this ending with that Ten of Swords to Page of Swords energy. It's like, even if you guys stopped speaking, they, would check up on you. Whether it's, social media, whether it's you work with this person, whether it's you guys have mutual friends, they continue to care about you and ask about you and be curious here, is what I see. Okay, so we have the Seven of Cups followed by the Chariot in the potential outcome, moving on from some sort of emotional confusion. It could even be moving on from like a very indecisive kind of energy, where if this person's like going back and forth in their mind about what they should do next, they could be making a firm decision. For others of you, I really feel like this person is confused when it comes to how you're feeling, because you're not really opening up to them. Again, I'm not saying that you have to, or I can't tell you what to do, but I do see a level of emotional confusion here that this person is wanting to move on from. The Seven of Cups is being clarified by the Strength card and the Chariot, Two of Pentacles. Okay. Now, Gemini, here's what I see. Two of Pentacles clarifying the Chariot and the Strength card clarifying the Seven of Cups in the potential outcome is someone who feels like they are trying to decide what to do when it comes to this connection. But the more that an energy is held back, they become more confused. So here's what I will say. There is potential to move forward from emotional confusion. There's potential to kind of make a decision on what are we going to do next. But that is only going to happen if an energy opens up here. Okay, so again, Gemini, I do see that you're closed off this week, but maybe you feel like this person's usually closed off as well. So I'm not here to play the blame game, but I do see that if, an energy of being withdrawn or held back continues, it's going to be very difficult for the other energy to, or both energies to work together. Like basically what I'm saying is, for example, if you're choosing to be held back from this person, for the time being, but you decide to connect with them, but they're choosing to be held back, then it's going to impact the both of you, the ability for the both of you to come together here. Because there is a decision of like, what are we going to do next, or what can we do next, realistically, like a very like practical decision here. But with the Strength and the Seven of Cups, if someone is not speaking or not wanting to open up, and one energy is wanting to open up, of course that's going to be a bit contradicting, is what I see here. Okay. So that is what I'm getting for you guys this week. I really do hope you were able to find a message that resonated with you here today. And thank you so much for your time.